Sticky Nation, what's going on? RP, Mini RP, and we have a guest with us this week. Cy from the Duck Dynasty show is here. He asked if he could join us because he's a big fan of our sweet tea. So Mini RP brought him along to the set. So welcome Cy and Mini RP, and let's get this thing going. All right, so period 10, first week, period 10, In Moment is out. We got Lyle in downtown G Vegas take the first spot. And how about my boy Will in River City in number 2? And his neighbor there, Glenn, the chef in Bay Meadows. Ricadelic in the Woodruff team with their new look coming in number 4. And of course, Mount Pleasant is in the top 5. So anyway, big shout out for the top 5, especially the 2 Jacksonville OPs doing their thing. Love to see you guys up there at the top. Now, as far as the season goes, Downtown Greenville putting a smackdown on Myrtle Beach, and Bashan and Jim, you guys got to tighten up down there. Y'all are in the cellar. And then River City doing to it to Jeremiah and the Broad Street team. My boy Chef beating up on the downtown Charleston team. And Somerville, Somerville slips all the way to number 7. Karen, what's going on? Y'all fall asleep up there in Somerville, and Concord's right on your heels. So this is going to be the match to look out for. This could be Somerville's first defeat this year. Mount P beating Hamilton Place, and then Woodruff Road taking care of the other Myrtle Beach location. So Myrtle Beaches are both taking a beating there, as are the Chattanoogas, but the folks down in Jacksonville are representing. So definitely want to give a shout out to you guys that are doing your thing there. Now, a couple of in-moment related things. I want to give you a shout out. First of all, we are above company goal to start the period on everything except for speed of service. We're a little bit low on speed of service, so we know we're smoking stuff all night. Tickets ought to be flying out of the window. Everything, appetizers, salads, those kind of things. Speed of service is also about how quickly we're getting checks down, how quickly we're getting refills. We should be anticipating the needs on there, so it may not just be food. So make sure all aspects of the speed of service are on point. And I always tell everybody, do you know how the best way to be able to tell how to pace out a guest meal is? And people kind of look at me and I always say, just ask them. Y'all in a hurry. If it's lunchtime, they probably want to eat and get out of there. If it's Friday night, they probably don't want to be rushed. But just ask, and you can make sure that you customize the speed of the meal to them. Now, manager interaction, guys. Girls, we got to focus on this. I'm talking about it week after week after week, so we're about to go into a DEFCON 4 here. We only have 5 restaurants in the 70 percentile and nobody in the 80 percentile. And here's another concerning thing. I got a bunch of restaurants that have no manager interaction. And here's the funny thing. North Myrtle, Jim, you guys had 9 surveys called in that had 0 manager interaction, but you had 17 that gave a 5. So when you're interacting, you're doing a fantastic job, but then you're just sometimes not talking to those tables. Hamilton Place, the same thing. Brenda, you had 5 that you didn't talk to, but then you had 11 that you were 5. In Myrtle Beach, you had 5 you didn't talk to. So y'all, this has to be a non-negotiable. Your managers have to be talking to the tables genuinely. Every table that's out there, okay? It's our best line of defense in making sure that our guests are leaving with a legendary experience. Now, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about sales, okay? Y'all, I'm fired up, and I don't want to jinx us, but I'm fired up about how we're starting. I know we're not blowing the doors off in total sales, but I want to give some shout-outs. First of all, Somerville, almost up 10%, 1% of that in the dining room. Mount Pleasant up 6.5%, but 17% in the dining room. That's awesome. Myrtle Beach up 5%, 9% in the dining room. Concord up 3%, 5% in the dining room. Jeremiah Broad Street up 2.5%, 1% in the dining room. And even though he's not up yet, my boy Glenn in Bay Meadows, we know we've been struggling down in the Jacksonville market. Glenn, you are right on the bubble. Look, $500. Tell me, is there $500 out there that you can get? Don't let $500 be the difference between you having a minus and a plus by your name. I know we can go get $500. And then as a company, we're up 1%, but how about our catering sales managers up 34%? And I'm telling you that number may just grow because we've got a couple of markets like Charleston, and a couple of the other ones that I know are down to start off, but are going to come back strong. So that number could even be better. And I do want to give a special shout out to Laura in Chattanooga. We know she had a tough period last period. She's up 225% right now to start off, and that is awesome. And she's going to keep adding. Jen is up 34%. Shout out to Jen. She just called me. We worked together on a quote. She just nailed at least a $15,000 event for, can't remember if it's this period or next period, but Jen, great job on that. And then Lisa doing her thing in Greenville, and I know Lisa is going to have Greenville and Charlotte up, and so I'm expecting great things out of the catering sales, but dining room OPs, we got to do our part, okay? So let's jump over to stock up, stock down. Hey y'all, I'm fired up about sales being on the stock up, okay? You heard all the other ones. Mount P and Somerville, special shout outs. Mount P up almost 20% in the dining room, that's huge. Somerville up 9.5% in total sales, that's huge. In Moment, all you guys that I recognized in Moment, stock up. The 9/11 promo, thank y'all for doing a great job. We got some great press on that. Thank you to the ladies at LDA and their team for helping put all that stuff together. That was a great feel-good experience. We want to continue to be all about that. Also want to give a stock up for this training summit that's coming up. You guys spoke, we listened. You wanted to do a train-the-trainer thing, it's coming. A more concise training manual that we can be consistent. And we're bringing our rock stars from all the restaurants to Charleston. We're going to get their feedback. We're going to create an awesome training system. We're going to work with WorkJam. We're going to put it and implement it so we know that wherever you go, the legendary experience is going to be the same everywhere. And then again, I want to recognize Chattanooga Catering. Hey, Laura got knocked down, but she didn't stay down. Her and Brenda and the team in Chattanooga and Jeremiah, they're going to come back strong this period. So great job here. And then stock down, y'all, manager interaction. So I want you to know I'm going to spend some time tonight and tomorrow digging into each one of your restaurants' manager interaction. I'm probably going to be sending you some questions about who's working this day and who's working that day. I'm looking for ways to help you guys recognize where opportunities are. So be on the lookout for that. And I know y'all don't want to be having conversations with me about managers doing their jobs because we just can't afford to have this, okay? And especially no manager interaction. We gotta focus on that. Speed of service. We know we can get that done, definitely. We talked briefly in that last video about back of the house labor. By now, your schedules for next week should be posted. I'm expecting that they're going to be awesome, that we're going to be slim and trim, but still doing a good job. A couple other things I want to focus on, dirty parking lots. Anybody ever heard first impressions mean everything? When you drive into somebody's parking lot, if you have a dumpster pad and the gates aren't closed, or you got trash everywhere, or you've got a parking lot with cigarette butts and everything, I'm going to be honest with you. I've visited 5 restaurants in the last probably 7 days, make that 6, and I've not been blown away by one parking lot that's really been on point and been clean. Okay, so you got to get out there, and that should be, managers should be doing that from the time they get out of their car in the morning. The first thing they should do before they even go in the building is walk their parking lot, okay? Because you have catering customers coming in for pickups. We got to be on top of these parking lots, first impressions. And then reheats. I got to give you a shout out. We've been doing a better job on reheats, so good job. Know your sales, know everything. Last thing I want to say is congrats to Trey and Concord. Trey, welcome to new baby boy. Our thoughts and prayers are with Trey. His wife had a little bit of a complication there, but sounds like she's on the mend. So Trey, we want the missus to feel better. We want you to focus on getting your family on point. And if there's anything any of us can do, you just let us know. But again, our thoughts and prayers are with y'all. And then finally, the last thing, we're going to go back. So Mini RP is holding a flag. We got a little $50 gift card to whoever can email me, text me, or whatever, what that flag represents, okay? So I'm not telling you where it comes from, whether it's a state, whether it's a movie, a TV show, whatever it is. Whoever can tell me what this flag is first, $50 gift card. Want to appreciate our guest, Cy, here. And hey, he's the man, so whatever you can do, just make sure you all dial in, work as a team, and figure out what that flag is. So have a good weekend. Let's kill it on the sales. Let's keep up the momentum. And I look forward to a big period 10. RP's out.